Upset, darling. You like me, proper peckish and that. Hello, everybody, and in today's episode of Illuminated Disclaimer, I want to talk more about visualization techniques which have helped me to achieve the level of greatness that I always wanted to have. So please stay tuned. It's going to be a nice episode, and I'm looking forward to enlightening you some more.
Have you got to give to me what I don't really give myself? You are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth.
Here's disclaimer. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Illuminated Disclaimer. I just want to always just take this opportunity before I start the episode just to thank you for tuning in and giving me a chance to, give you some sound advice and also help you on the path of finding your true destiny. Today I wanted to talk about a couple of visualization techniques that I do on a regular basis just to ensure that I am on the right path. They say that, a higher dimensional being uses imagination to kind of paint the canvas of their future. And as children, we had an abundance of imagination, didn't we? There will be times where you'll go to the park and you can imagine you see a dinosaur. You can imagine the smallest things having the most profound influence, and you can leave a child by themselves in a room for half an hour, let's just say, and they'll find something to play with and something to visualize with. But over time, over the years, it kind of changed because we stopped looking at our own minds for inspiration. We started to, conform to, different systems. The education system, for example, what parents or loved ones or guardians demanded from us, and trying to fit in so we can have a good job and a nice career, have children and start a family of your own. And because of that, trying to use your imagination became less of a thing, and we started to use more of our logic. So when it comes to certain things where we need to think outside of the box, you might find it more difficult. One of those things will be trying to embrace you as an individual. It's very, very hard to do that if you don't believe that you have the capability to do so. And a key component in making that a reality will be imagination. So, without further ado, let's talk about some of the things that I do to make sure that I can visualize the person who I want to be. Now, one of these things is just getting into a stance where there's no noise around you. Quiet, try set the scene. Try to do things which allow you and your senses to be aligned in the present moment. So, for example, your eyes. It could be closed and you can see the textures and the patterns when you close your eyes, and just be aware to the colors you see. When it comes to your nose, try to use smells which kind of keep you in the current moment. Something nice and soft, something that smells good and just keeps you there, rooted. Something that involves your taste, I would say be mindful of your breath. Breathing in and out through your mouth, and make sure that you can hear something nice. Sometimes it's nothing, but sometimes you can have music in the background. Use as much of your senses to make sure that you are grounded and rooted in your present state of being. Now, imagine the person who you want to be. Just imagine it. Who are you? Are you an action hero, for example? Are you someone who can captivate a room? Are you someone with that dream job as a CEO? Start to visualize who you truly want to be. Okay? It might take a while, you might have to do it after a few times, but get into the habit of making this normality. Always allocate some time just to imagine yourself to be the person you want to be. Once you are there, try to make some notes and some observations of this person who you're trying to be. Might take a while, but once you can do this, just remember the things, maybe 3 things that stand out to you the most. Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's self-esteem, maybe it's, comedy, maybe it's a power pose. Or maybe it's, like, I guess, a change in your physical appearance. Let's just say this version of you goes to the gym. Once you come out of this guided, soulful meditation, just take some notes. Sometimes you can write a paragraph. Sometimes you can write an essay. Sometimes you can even write a few lines. But the more you write down and look at it, it makes you kind of understand and put logic to your imagination. I saw myself being, an architect, for example. Now you put your logic into it. Well, is it possible for me to be an architect? It is. How would I be an architect? How long would it take? And most important question is, will that make me happy? Now, with our imagination, we could be anyone we want to be. But what we fail to recognize sometimes is that our imagination can help us dictate our reality in a profound number of ways. So use this time to actually just visualize who you truly are, and this can be the first step of making it happen. As I said before in previous episodes, I saw a version of me who wore shawls. Shawls. And because I was using shawls as a kind of visualization of who I wanted to be, I started wearing more of these shawls, and it added to my uniqueness. It added to my image, who I wanted to show to the world. And it's not just me necessarily saying these things. I've heard a lot of comments, especially recently, saying that you have a nice uniqueness to you, so it compliments me. And I feel like it could be the same for you too, but once you own in and spend enough time just visualizing who you truly want to be, then what's stopping you from hitting that level? Once you put that all logic into it, your mind, you start deep in it, you're going to have really good results coming your way. Other thing that I wanted to talk about was, what do you do before you go to bed? Are you on your phone just liking thirst traps, or trying to see the next political beef going on between, I don't know, Meat Mill and someone else? There are so many things that you can do right now before you go to bed which can help you align. What I personally love doing is I like to visualize myself doing something, or having something, or just being in the point of view perspective of what I am doing. Sometimes that is driving the car that I want to get, for example. Sometimes that is seeing myself in a hall full of 500 people. Sometimes that could be just meeting a friend who I haven't seen in so long. I like the process of visualizing these things before I go to bed, and not only does it help me drift off, it also helps me to remember what I want to do and what I'm looking forward to in the future and what I'm working towards. Sometimes we spend the last minutes of bed just thinking about things that are outside of ourselves. Maybe it is an important step right now to focus on the things that will make us happy, because a lot of us feel like we don't deserve happiness, and we do things subconsciously, like maybe we're self-sabotaging, maybe we're not going out there to grow our roots more. Now we can use this beautiful and sacred time before bed to actually realign with who you want to be by using our imagination as the forefront. I would also say do this as soon as you wake up in the morning as well, because when we wake up, we're very susceptible, and a lot of us might go into our phones, and if we start remembering things that are putting us down, or comparing ourselves to other people, or looking at negativity on social media, for example, we tend to lose our gravitas, we tend to lose our power for the day. We are living in a past, and our past dictates our present reality, and our present reality usually shapes the future, bending on our will, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. So what you need to do when you wake up is just visualize what you want to get out of the day, visualize what you want to get in the future, and also just say some affirmations to accompany that as well. I am happy. Today is going to be a beautiful day. Today is an unknown. I don't know what is going to come out of this, but I am happy because it's going to be exciting nonetheless. And say things like this, like, no matter what happens during the day, you don't know exactly what will happen, the outcomes, if a bird's going to hit you in the face and try to take your donut, you don't know what's going to happen. So use this time to say, whatever happens, I'm going to embrace it and appreciate and love it. Sometimes we talk ourselves down. I don't think it's going to be a good day today. Do the opposite. Try something new, challenge yourself, and use visualization and imagination to be that person who you deserve to be.
This has been a new episode of Illuminate Disclaimer.
I have been Sydney, and you have been absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and keep on finding ways to illuminate your path. Take care.